A better route. Chapter 92. Kakashi laid in his room facing up towards the ceiling with mind still racing at the fact that he was now the first ever human to accomplish something no one else had, become the first snake sage. He was so distracted that he almost didn't even notice Konan walking in the room, almost. It was impossible for Kakashi to ignore her, considering the fact of what she was wearing, nothing but a bathrobe at the moment. No one could imagine how much of it turned him on. He just calmly replied to her, "Hey Konan-chan, are you gonna take a shower or something?" Konan undid the sash of her robe just enough for it to show off just a little of her ample breasts. "Actually, I came to give a little reward for making sage Kakashi-kun. It's not like I'm going to be able to do it once we get back after all." Kakashi smirked at this comment. He immediately responded by sitting up to take off his mask and started to remove his clothing. Before long he was wearing nothing at all. "Well, I've never been one to kick a gift horse in the mouth." Konan looked at him with lustful eyes. "This is one present you're definitely going to want." Yeah, the later parts are not for YouTube. The link to the original post is in the description, so please read it yourself and enjoy. As Kakashi lay with Konan, something had been gnawing at him for a while and asked Konan, "So what in the hell gave you the idea for you to just decide on that striptease?" Konan shrugged, "I just thought it would be a better option to do it now as opposed to having your mother catch us in the act. Plus, I've been planning on doing this to you for a while anyway." Kakashi had to admit, it did seem a more logical option to try something here than as opposed to at home. Fair point. Before long they drifted off to sleep with Konan resting her head on his chest. They had a deadline to go home tomorrow, which meant they were going to need plenty of sleep to meet up with everyone tomorrow. The good thing for them was they'd just gotten the perfect sleeping medicine. While Pa was reluctant to admit, it actually pained him to see Naruto leave. It only seemed like it was yesterday that he just arrived. For he and the entire population of toads had really grown fond of having him around, for he made things really entertaining. Still, they all knew the boy had to go home and join the rest of his family and friends. After all, he missed them all so dearly. But back to our number one knucklehead ninja. Naruto was currently sleeping until he was woken up to the sound of Ma and Pa arguing. "Dang it, woman, I'm telling you that summoning seal isn't going to be strong enough to send all three of them home." Ma groaned, "Come on Pa, you said it yourself that we don't need a strong summoning seal this time to send them back this time." Pa yelled, "You misunderstood what I said. I said, it didn't have to be quite as strong, but this doesn't seem to be the case. The seal is barely going to be able to get two people to the hidden leaf." Naruto lightly chuckled to himself as he continued to listen. He really wasn't sure if he was going to miss the way these two argued or not. Seeing as how he'd heard enough from what these two were saying, he decided to become the peacemaker between the two's argument. Odds are he'd at least get a good laugh out of it. As Naruto walked over to where the two were sitting, they took notice of it and became silent so that Naruto could get a look at the seal and his own opinion. While he may not be an expert seal master like his father was, it didn't mean he knew nothing about them. As looked over at the seal, he sighed, "Ma, if you try use this to get to the leaf, we're not even gonna get halfway." Pa tried to hold back laugh as seeing how Naruto agreed with, while Ma just raised up her hands in defeat. "Fine. Do whatever you want, because apparently I know nothing about how seals operate." Pa now gave Naruto a look of desperation, which startled him a little. If anyone were to look at Pa's face, they would say it a look with much pleading in his eyes, but regardless it still looked amusing. He then said, "She only seems to listen to me when you back me up, please don't leave." As for Mito, she was sleeping in room in order to prepare her mother and her for the journey back to the leaf. Mito woke up to the sight of Soku laying on her belly and snoring contently. It made her giggle to see that something as rambunctious as her puppy to always be sleeping soundly without a care in the world. As she started to move out of bed, she did her best to pick him up without waking him and went to go her mother. She found her sitting in Sanaga chatting. "Are you sure you won't reconsider?" I'd love to have 2 sages, it's still never too late. Tsunade chuckled at the slug's enthusiasm. It never did seem fade at to how she could always try interest you in some way. Sorry Lady Sanagu, but I'm not interested in becoming a sage. I just prefer to be a regular medic nin, and besides, I don't think I'd be anywhere near my daughter's level. Sanagu pouted. Well, I guess that's just the way it goes, you win some and you lose some. So you're going to all be leaving by tomorrow? Tsunade nodded. Yup. While thankfully we did get the chance to relax before leaving, but once we return, Kami knows how hectic it'll be trying to track down the Akatsuki. Sanagu had a big question that'd been on her mind for quite some time. I know you said you thought that Naruto would likely want to face pain, but don't you think that Mito would chase after him want as well? Tsunade had thought about that and could only come to one conclusion. To be honest, I have considered that as a possibility. But I don't know, I think she would definitely want to, but I'm not sure if she'd actually be willing to do it though. Mito stayed silent as she was listening carefully to the conversation. Unknown to both them, particularly her mother, she'd been debating this very thing for the past 2 months. She wanted with every fiber of her being to go and stop this guy and take revenge for taking her father, but she knew her mother would look down on it. She knew that she was going to have to make her decision very soon though, because even if she didn't go after Pain, she knew Naruto certainly would. It would definitely a tough choice to make, but as the saying goes, time waits for no one, and with all the reason behind it, she came to her decision. She was now walking in the room with her mother and the great slug sage. As she did, she interrupted the conversation between the two only to say, I'm not going after Pain. I know it's not what Dad would want me to do, and after all, you both taught me better than that. It would only be viewed as another route to get revenge. Besides, there are more important matters to attend to than take revenge. Specifically, it's stopping Pain and the rest of the Akatsuki from capturing the rest of the tailed beast for whatever ill purposes they're using them for. Tsunade gave a sigh of relief. You have no idea how glad I am to hear that, and again how proud of you for being in pursuit of any desire for revenge. After that they spent the next few hours talking about what would change once they got back. It had really brightened her mood to know just how Mito gone and would continue to go. See you in the next one.